Okay, so the cat's there. Good. Thank you for clicking on this Fun with Pete and Sherry video. I am your host, Mr. Julian.
And we have special guest Andy Davis here today. Say hello, Doctor.
Hello.
We have a special guest cat today, too. This is Sebastian.
He's damn shy.
Tipsy obviously couldn't be here today.
Well, I will say that this black Irish bastard knows how to celebrate St. Patrick's Day.
Excellent.
Of course.
Well, anyway, this took me quite a while to get a hold of. From there, in the camera, it probably looks like I'm holding up a regular bottle of Redbreast. But this is no ordinary bottle of Redbreast single pot still Irish whiskey. No, this is Cask strength Redbreast single pot still Irish whiskey. And
it's really funny to watch all of your R's blur together.
58.6% alcohol. We have the tricky ABC, and I put an order in for this. They put it on their special order list, which means they can get it, right? So I put the order in, and then month after month after month goes by, and you know what it turns out? They didn't have enough orders to order a case. They had to wait until 12 people wanted this.
ABC, always blocking cock.
And so this was literally off the very first case of Cask strength 12-year-old Redbreast single pot still Irish whiskey that has ever been in Virginia. Have a taste.
We're going to drink this pure?
We're going to have a taste before we add water. Irish whiskey this is from Middleton, so that's the same people that make Jamesons. Pot still Irish whiskey, single pot still, is not single malt because they do use some whole grains. Essentially, for this, they don't vary the mash bill much. It's malted barley plus whole grain barley, but it's not a blended whiskey because they take that and they distill it in the same manner that they do a single malt whiskey, i.e. using a pot still rather than a column still. And it's interesting to see how much taste is retained in this. If you're thinking malt whiskey is the good stuff, I know you could easily have gotten that impression from me, and grain whiskey is crap. But I don't think it's the malt or the grain. I think it's the pot still or the column still that actually makes the difference. And the Irish hated the column still, interesting, when it first was invented. Although it was invented by an Irishman, it was adopted by the Scottish. And the Irish called it the silent still. You couldn't taste what the whiskey came from. It was like an industrial process. There was an argument for a long time. They were arguing even the column still stuff shouldn't be allowed to call itself whiskey. I'd support that, actually. That's what happened. You will not taste in here the same sort of taste you do in Scotch or in bourbon. So
well, I can tell you right now that smelling it, it smells, even though I was making fun of it being 56, it smells stronger than the Macallan, which is at least 59.6.
I don't doubt it.
Bringing a slight tear, a wonderful but slight tear to the eye, but...
I don't know, it helps me a little. I thought about inhale and exhale in my mouth. I get wheat and something minty and medicine-y, i.e. like Listerine.
I don't smell smoke, but I smell toast.
Okay.
I smell something that I can only describe as a toasty flavor.
My palate is not quite as refined as you guys, but I'm getting the it smells stronger than you guys are saying it is. Like it's a kick just to smell it. It's okay, but
yeah, there is cereal and there's something else. Orange, little orange rind, but a very sort of sophisticated bitterness.
Well, I'm ready to taste if you are.
All right.
Undiluted, Redbreast, Cask strength. That is a lot smoother than I was expecting. It's almost, and I know that they didn't do this, but it's almost as if there was sugar in it.
On the way down, I get wood and it's like.
All right, now we're adding the water, which is going to bring out the aromas.
Do need to wait a few minutes before, or at least a minute before that water has its full effect. But
I tell you, just that one spoonful of water in mine definitely opened up the aromas.
this is a grown-up drink.
Yeah.
I definitely get more dried fruit now. So that bitterness is almost like a wormwood. So, I know it's a little bit in the direction of absinthe.
Just a spoonful of added, and I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but there was not a whole lot of whiskey in this glass when he added a spoonful of water. It goes down about a dozen times smoother with 1 spoonful of water. There's
this sort of cloud feel in the mouth, like it's almost like there's bubbles in the whiskey. Like it's, that's what I get.
I was like, oh no, this could be an interesting weight to drive home. And it was smooth to begin with, and it went down well, with that kind of an industrial kind of working man feel to it.
That's true.
The 18-year-old Yamazaki is like the most intensely sherry whiskey I've ever had.
I don't like
even
having
more
the
so,
lining
I
of my
think,
throat burned off by my whiskey.
even more so than Abuna. The Freud Quarter Cask tastes like coconut cream pie and awesomeness.
I know, I'm very new to this.
This is your first video.
Alright, free associate.
I don't know, everywhere that I'm going with this is really, really dark, remembering things from my childhood.
You know, that might actually work. Where you go with
it
that?
reminds me of my dad.
You're drinking Irish whiskey.
It's fine. I'm Irish. I'm drinking Irish whiskey. I'm remembering Saturdays with my father watching golf. Saturdays and Sundays watching golf with my dad.
It's not quite as dark as I thought you were going.
Oh well, not that dark.
Perhaps he hasn't gotten to the punchline of this story.
Oh God!
Almost a coolness on my tongue.
Slight numbing sensation.
I moved into the middle, and I got that faint flavor of whiskey. And I knew that it was whiskey that I was drinking. And then on the backer part of my tongue, that was when I really felt the flavors. Shut up.
The Redbreast that I had that I wish I could get again was the Redbreast 15-year-old. Because that was really of another character entirely. The cask strength is so intense that it's really interesting, but the 15 was just all smooth, and the dried fruit was much more evident.
It's unfortunate that it's so hard to acquire in Virginia, because this would be a great, if you're looking for a cask strength to buy, this would be a great one to get.
Well, you definitely taste this. This is an intense taste, and it's a mysterious taste for me. Part of what draws me on in this whiskey is trying to understand it, because I kind of can't fully wrap my head around it right now.
You know, for someone who is very, very new to the world of whiskey, as in within the past year for me, when I've actually started drinking it, it does. I'd like to thank you.
We've raised your security clearance quite a bit.
Thank you. I'd like to thank you guys.
Okay, so my final thought's going to be sophisticated, very complex whiskey. If you like Redbreast as I do, you will certainly not be unhappy with this, and I am not unhappy with my purchase. But that is with as much kudos as possible to Middleton for producing, and every whiskey I had of theirs, as I said, has been good, and of course, happy St. Patrick's Day. If any of my friends in the Republic should see this, or my relatives,
May the road rest meet you.
and I'll see you next time.
That punch as it reached the backest of what did you say, the backerist?
I think that beam Devil's Cut, and I know it's a gimmick, but I thought it was pretty good.
The Devil's Cut
price.
was good.